If you are a new or returning player, this video is for you. Let's talk about the three most common topics that you have as a new or as a returning player, which are: first, can I catch up? Yeah, this game is designed in a way that you can quickly catch up to endgame. Sure, you will not have a min-max character, but it doesn't mean that you cannot experience endgame at a high level. Okay, so basically, they released the Hyperboost feature, which is the series of missions, and by the end of them, you end up with a character ready to dive into what I call seasons. And I prefer to call it seasons instead of tiers. Why? Because tiers are related to equipment. So when you do that mission, which should take you 1-2 days if you are a returning player, or maybe up to a week if you are a new player, when you do all that, you end up with a character ready to enter into the current season. Okay? We are right now in the middle towards the end of the season. More in the middle, I will say. Okay? So, what does this mean? In this season, in the current season we are experiencing right now, AGS or NCSoft actually made sure that everyone started from the same level, more or less. All the previous items, all the previous materials didn't worth anything, didn't have any use for us. So we all started basically by the end of September. And they made sure that you had many sources to get items. So basically, within a month, you are in the end game. Sure, there is someone that may have better items, but you will have a good enough build. As I said in a comment in Reddit, I don't remember, a few days ago, basically, if the most whale person you have ever met is a 10, in a month you are a 7 or an 8. So that's actually very good. For example, look at me, I'm an active player and I don't bother with the heroic trait. The heroic trait is that thing that says lock below critical hit chance, or here below skill damage resistance it says lock, and here it says lock as well behind the buff duration. That's something that it costs a lot of losing if the money or the coin we use to pay to buy in the cash shop, in the auction house. Okay, so I don't care about that. I'm in the end game right now. I'm not the best min-max character, but I'm in the end game. I will say I'm an 8 out of 10 right now. So, and so can you. Within a month, you will reach the same level I am. Okay? What else? The second most common topic is the population. But is the game alive? Because all I see in Reddit is people complaining about the game. All I see is people, sharing pictures about Steam charts and blah 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 blah. The game is very well alive, and it follows the same cycle that every MMO follows. When you release content, you have a lot of players, and then that peak starts to fall off until the next release of content. The difference, and it's what many people fail to understand, is that Throne and Liberty actually had a very successful launch. So you are comparing a very big peak to what we have now. By contrast, if you check other games, like for example Final Fantasy, Black Desert, or Guild Wars, or I don't know, Elder Scrolls Online, they have always followed a more stable approach. But those games doesn't have a step curve like Throne and Liberty. So that's why it may even seem that the game suddenly went from the roof to to the ground. No, the game is just following the same as every other game, but as it was so successful, it may feel that it's getting more negative reviews for, let's say, okay. The most important thing regarding population is that you pick the correct server. As I usually joke with a friend that is no longer playing the game, back before the server merge and whatever, he was playing in a very dead server. I was playing in a very populated server, and I always told him that he was playing a different game. Because if you are not in a populated server, this game is quite different. So, most important thing is that you pick a populated server. And if you are playing in Europe, pick Emerald. Seriously, don't consider any other choice. Pick Emerald, and I guarantee you that you are picking the best server in EU. Okay? And you may say, okay, so the population is healthy. Why I see people that are speaking about quitting the game or playing other games? Why is that then? And here's the truth about this. As I said earlier, they made sure that all tier 3 items were available everywhere. So within a month, you have a max character, basically. You may miss some stuff, like I am here, I'm missing, for example, a skill damage resistant point. But basically you are almost max within a month, okay? You are this 7 or 8 character, as I said earlier. What you do then? Because an MMO is about character development, but my development is already halt. I cannot do really anything else. In fact, if you check my token, this is cap, and it has been like this for a week, and I don't really bother about that because I don't have anything to do. My weapons mastery are max, my skills are max, my build is nearly max. I really don't need anything else. I don't really have anything else to do beyond doing PvP activities. So that's why many people are right now just playing other games. For example, I myself, I'm playing Agent 2 more than Throne and Liberty right now. Because in Agent 2, I'm developing my character. Here, I'm just joining for PvP activities. You will see, for example, later today we have an archboss and we have the Boonstone. You will see people logging back here. But now they may be playing other games. They may be touching grass. They may be doing other stuff because a lot of people already reached the end game of this season. So until the next season starts, they have nothing to do beyond just PvP activities. However, this is in my opinion, okay, because other people just enjoy, for example, competing into the trials. So they make sure to try to get the highest score in the trials. Or for example, people are really hype into the housing. I don't care about housing, but a lot of people are like competing about who has the best house. Or some people prefer to just, do the life skills. I don't care about that either, but some people are doing that. So the bottom line is that the game offers a lot of content. And if something is good for someone, it doesn't mean it should be good for everyone else. As I said, I focus mostly in PvP and the mandatory PvE to be able to do PvP. But as I already finished this PvE, all I have to do right now is just PvP. That's why, and there are many people who are in the same situation like me. That's why you may see less people. But it doesn't mean that the game is dead. In fact, you can queue for dungeons and you will get parties. Yes, it may take 1 minute maybe or two, but you will get parties, okay? So don't get afraid about that. And the last topic is pay to win. This game is not pay to win, and many people who say that this game is pay to win haven't really played a game which are pay to win. So, what's pay to win? Pay to win is when you can only achieve something if you pay for it. For example, Ragnarok Online, if you play in the official servers, is a clear example of this. You can only get really up items if you pay for them. You cannot earn them in game. By contrast, in Throne and Liberty, everything is obtainable in game. In fact, a lot of people have been playing free to play since day one, and they have just the same builds whales have. So the only thing you can get by paying in this game is just accelerate your progress, because you can buy the Lucent, which is let's say the premium currency, and you go to the auction house, buy everything you need for your build, and that's it. You skip this, for example, this PvE stage I was saying earlier. You need to do PvE to get your PvP build. Instead of that, you just build everything and you are full PvP. And now that's a boring thing, because you skip half of the content of the game, half of the joy of it. So no, the game is not pay to win. You can earn everything in game and in a reasonable time. Only if you want to try hard it and want to have everything day one, you may pay for it if people actually drop and sell those things, because as said, there is nothing in the shop that you can buy and give you an advantage. It's all about the auction house, and the auction house are only items sold by the players. So if an item is not selling, is not listed for sale, you cannot buy it, no matter how much Lucent do you buy. Okay. So in summary, this is it. Population is healthy. You can catch up. The population is healthy, but it may be lower than a month ago, but it's still healthy, and it will be back when a new season starts. And the game is not pay to win. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.